I met my husband in Iwakuni, Japan when I was 21 years old. We served overseas together, and it was really kind of like a fairy tale, actually. I thought that I had met the love of my life.
And they were crazy in love with each other. You know, those people that gross you out a little bit because you just think, how can you have known each other for 5 or 6 or 7 years and you still, like, when one of you walks into the room, the other one has butterflies, and it's obvious to everyone.
When he actually asked me to marry me, I was so excited that, you know, I just couldn't wait for that actual day and planning the wedding. And we had Ella July 25th of 2003. We've been married for 3 years. The picture was perfect at that point.
Nobody walks down the aisle going, and in 3 years I will leave this relationship in a really traumatic way and cause all kinds of upheaval for my babies.
I think that things happened so gradually that I didn't even realize that things were changing until it was so bad that everybody else was noticing that there was something going on.
And we really noticed a lot of changes after their youngest one was born, after Evelyn was born, and he was completely absent.
It wasn't until I had already tried to leave once. And then things just really shifted, and the threatening started then.
He never hit her, but he did start pushing her around, cornering her against walls, punching walls behind her.
I had tried to leave, but he would convince me to go back, whether it was threatening to drive into oncoming traffic or showing up wherever that I was, or the phone calls were just awful. And my family really started noticing that things weren't right. By the time I was about 92 pounds and my hair was starting to fall out.
It's getting bad, it's going to start getting worse. And so we made a plan, and we rented a U-Haul, and everybody showed up. It was like out of a Lifetime movie or something. He went to work, and she called and said, okay, he's gone.
It was in like 4 or 5 hours. The house was completely packed, and we were gone.
She came to our shelter with a huge amount of trepidation and fear, and it's a really, really scary thing to come to a place and you don't know where you're going until you get there, and you don't know what to expect.
I probably got in the shower around 11 or 12 at night. It was when I was standing in there that it really hit me that this was it. I had just done this. I felt a pain that I hope I never, ever feel again. It was losing a dream. It was why I thought I lost my life. I didn't know how I was ever gonna go on, that I would ever find happiness again. I didn't know if I would ever be able to smile again. If there's a hole in the center of the universe, that's where I was. I think it probably took me about 30 minutes to pick myself up off the bathroom floor. And then, I don't know, something just said, you need to get up. And I got up and drive myself off and went out and said, okay, this is it.
It's not possible to break out of an abusive relationship with all of the work that you need to do without a supportive community. And Spruce Run is a part of that community.
I was afraid that I was going to have to quit school because the one place that he knew I would be, which is at class on Tuesdays and Thursday nights from 6 to 9 o'clock. The college and Northeast EMS and Spruce Run, we all sat down and they made this plan that they were going to change the site location of the classes so that I could still go to school.
She was a great advocate for herself, and so she accepted and welcomed and sought out help wherever she could.
They pointed me in the right direction as far as Penquist Law Project. Penquist also helped me with childcare. I was in transitional housing with them.
She made the decision to go back to school to become a paramedic, and she just took control of her life again. And I remember saying to her, it's like I have my Heather back.
I think that being a paramedic really gives me a unique opportunity to be able to help point people in the right direction of all the different things that are out there available to them.
The United Way helps so many organizations that are critical to people's ability to be able to not only survive but to thrive.
4, 5, 6, 7.
She's the perfect example of a success story of being able to accept the help that's offered and do something really positive with it and get her life together and be a contributing member.
If it wasn't for organizations like the United Way, then my story wouldn't be a success story. I think the reason that it's important to pay it forward was because people did that for me. You know, when you have people that are investing in your future and in your education, and they're doing it not because they want anything from you, but because they want to help you, it can make such a huge impact on somebody else. It could change their whole life. People paying it forward, to me, changed my entire life.